Welcome to History Back to Life. I'm taking you on an extraordinary journey through rare photographs of one of America's most revolutionary figures, Henry Ford. Through advanced AI colorization, we're bringing these historic images to life, allowing you to witness the man who didn't just build cars, but transformed an entire civilization. Before we dive into Henry Ford's extraordinary story, I'd love to ask for your support. If you're enjoying this journey through history brought back to life, please hit that subscribe button and leave a like on this video. Your support means everything to us and helps us continue creating these in-depth historical documentaries with the latest AI colorization technology. Every like and subscription allows us to invest more time in research, restoration, and bringing you the stories that shaped our world. Now let's continue with the remarkable tale of the man who changed everything. The photographs you're about to see span decades of Ford's remarkable life, from his early experiments in a Detroit workshop to his reign as America's industrial titan. Each image has been carefully restored and colorized using cutting-edge technology and extensive historical research, revealing details that have remained hidden in black and white for over a century. Henry Ford wasn't born into wealth or privilege. On July 30th, 1863, he entered the world on a modest farm in Springwells Township, Michigan. His father, William Ford, expected young Henry to follow in his footsteps as a farmer. But from his earliest days, Henry was fascinated not by the soil beneath his feet, but by the machines that worked it. At age 13, he saw his first steam-powered road engine, and his destiny was sealed. He would later say, "I have always been crazy about machines." By 16, Ford had left the farm for Detroit, working as a machinist's apprentice. The bustling industrial city was the perfect classroom for his mechanical genius. He absorbed everything: steam engines, watches, internal combustion engines. Every gear, every bolt, every moving part was a lesson in the language he was born to speak. In these early photographs, we see a young man with intense eyes and calloused hands, already possessing the determination that would reshape America. Ford wasn't just tinkering with machines. He was preparing to revolutionize how the world moved. The 1890s brought Ford's first automotive experiments. Working nights in a brick shed behind his Detroit home, he built his first gasoline-powered vehicle, the quadricycle. On June 4th, 1896, at 2 in the morning, Ford fired up his creation. There was just one problem. The vehicle was too wide for the shed door. Most men would have dismantled their work. Henry Ford took an axe to the wall. This wasn't just mechanical ingenuity, it was a metaphor for Ford's entire approach to life. When obstacles appeared, he didn't go around them, he demolished them. The colorized photographs from this period show us a man in his element, covered in grease and oil, his face lit with the satisfaction of creation. Ford's early ventures weren't immediately successful. The Detroit Automobile Company failed. The Henry Ford Company collapsed after disputes with investors. But failure only fueled his determination. As he once said, "Failure is simply the opportunity to begin again, this time more intelligently." The breakthrough came in 1903 with the Ford Motor Company. Unlike his competitors who built expensive cars for the wealthy, Ford had a radical vision: automobiles for everyone. He dreamed of a car so affordable that every American family could own one. His colleagues thought he was insane. The wealthy scoffed at the idea of common people owning automobiles. Ford saw the future they couldn't imagine. The Model T, introduced in 1908, was Ford's masterpiece of democratic engineering. Simple, reliable, and affordable, it was everything the American people needed. Ford famously said customers could have it in any color they wanted, as long as it was black. This wasn't arrogance, it was efficiency. Black paint dried fastest, keeping production moving. But the Model T was only half of Ford's revolution. The other half happened on the factory floor. Ford didn't just want to build cars, he wanted to build them faster and cheaper than anyone had ever imagined possible. The solution was the moving assembly line, a concept that would forever change manufacturing. Before Ford, skilled craftsmen built entire automobiles from start to finish. Ford broke this process into simple, repetitive tasks. Instead of workers moving to the car moved to the workers. Each person had one specific job, repeated thousands of times. The results were staggering. Assembly time for a Model T chassis dropped from 12.5 hours to just 93 minutes. The colorized photographs from Ford's Highland Park factory show us this industrial ballet in motion. Workers in clean shirts and ties, for Ford insisted on dignity in his factories, performing their specialized tasks as Model Ts roll past in endless succession. These images capture not just manufacturing, but the birth of modern industrial civilization. Ford's assembly line didn't just produce cars, it produced a social revolution. On January 5, 1914, Ford made an announcement that shocked the world. He would pay his workers $5 a day, more than double the prevailing wage. Wall Street called him crazy. Competitors accused him of undermining capitalism. Ford saw it differently. I have learned through the years a good deal about the fair thing, and I try to be guided by it. The $5 day wasn't charity, it was brilliant strategy. Ford understood that his workers were also his customers. By paying them well, he created a market for his own products. For the first time in history, the people who built luxury goods could afford to buy them. This was the birth of America's middle class. Ford's impact extended far beyond automobiles. His methods influenced every aspect of American manufacturing. From kitchen appliances to radio sets, the principles of mass production made consumer goods affordable for ordinary families. Ford didn't just put America on wheels, he put modern consumer culture within reach of everyone. The photographs from Ford's later years show us a man who had achieved the impossible. Once a farm boy tinkering in a shed, he had become one of the world's richest and most powerful men. His company employed hundreds of thousands of workers. His methods had been copied around the globe. Yet in his eyes, we still see the same intensity that drove him to take an axe to that shed wall in 1896. Ford's legacy is complex and sometimes controversial. He held strong opinions about society, politics, and human nature that don't always align with modern sensibilities. But his fundamental impact on human civilization remains undeniable. He democratized mobility, created the modern manufacturing economy, and proved that American ingenuity could transform the world. When Ford died in 1947, America had been completely transformed. The nation he left behind was connected by highways filled with automobiles, powered by factories using his methods, and populated by a prosperous middle class that his wages had helped create. The farm boy who was fascinated by machines had become the architect of modern industrial society. Today, as we face new transportation revolutions with electric and autonomous vehicles, Ford's story reminds us that true innovation isn't just about technology, it's about vision. Ford didn't just build a better machine, he reimagined what was possible for humanity. He saw beyond the horse and buggy world of his youth to a future where ordinary people could travel farther, work more efficiently, and live more prosperously than ever before. Through these colorized photographs brought back to life, we witness not just a man, but a pivotal moment in human history. Henry Ford didn't just manufacture automobiles, he manufactured the American dream and made it accessible to millions. His greatest invention wasn't the Model T, it was the idea that innovation, determination, and hard work could transform not just individual lives, but entire civilizations. The man who put America on wheels did far more than change transportation. He changed what it meant to be American, and his influence continues to drive us forward into the future. As we conclude this journey through Henry Ford's extraordinary life, we see a man who proved that a single vision, pursued with unwavering determination, can reshape the entire world. From that young farm boy who took an axe to his shed wall to the industrial titan who democratized the automobile, Ford's story embodies the very essence of American innovation and ambition. Through these colorized photographs, we've witnessed not just the evolution of a man, but the birth of modern America itself. Ford's legacy lives on in every car we drive, every assembly line that operates, and every worker who earns a living wage. He didn't just build automobiles, he built the foundation of the world we know today. Thank you for joining me on this remarkable journey through history. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell for more incredible stories brought back to life. Until next time, keep exploring the past to understand our present. The past is not forgotten. It lives again through these stories, these images, and these voices. Thank you for joining us in History Gets Alive. Until next time, keep remembering, keep reflecting, And don't forget to subscribe our channel.